Oh, I'm sorry, I'll do that one now, don't I? Yeah. Nice. Anyway, welcome back to Summoner, where I have a bit of a dip in quality for my webcam. If you're wondering why, I've decided to go back to the built-in one, just for these Let's Plays. I'm only a little tiny bit in the bottom left corner anyway. Just more convenient than having to plug a whole bunch of stuff in. Yeah, so if I ever do a full screen of my face, then I will use my higher quality one. Anyway, that's not what this is about. We're playing Summoner. Are you okay there? Looking for a book, fella? I'm afraid I've got to open this up in a sec. I hope he doesn't mind. I hope none of these monks mind. Well, we have been given permission to go in. So yes, we're making our way into the Catacombs today. The Iona Catacombs. Let's head in, shall we? It's interesting. Interestingly, it's a bit windy down here. Funny. Anyway, we're in the Crypt of Kings right now. We're not quite in the Catacombs proper. Anyway, we've been given some instructions, or a hint. Because there is a bit of a puzzle here. It's not really a puzzle. We're asked to seek King Iacus and Gavin for wisdom. This would be King Iacus with an axe. Just push him in, very nice. And the one to the left of the entrance here, if you're facing it. This would be King Gavin.
I have gained new insight.
Yes, indeed, we're powerful and we've got more insight. Very nice. But yeah, you can push all of them in, and eventually you push the ones in that you need, and that will also open a way. You won't get the 2,000 experience here though. You only get rewarded that for pushing in the two that you need. Now, before we go down, Fiery Falchion is a big recommendation down here. The enemies down here are weak to fire, so the Fiery Falchion is a top class weapon to use in these catacombs. What's going on behind me? Fleers? You okay there? Been on the bottle again? That's nothing new, especially not for Rosalind. Let's show off some summons, shall we? We haven't done summons yet. He won't be particularly strong at this point. Welcome to the world, fella. 80 yeah, that's not much health at all. He will not last. Gonna have to give you the blessing. Yeah, he's really not strong at all. I forget if I mentioned it, but the ring power dictates the stats of the summons. Let's start with this fella here. Nothing down here about this fella. These fellas here, these are called bow knights. The bow wielding bow knights. Not very strong, pretty easy actually. There is a sword version of the bow knights, but they don't actually appear down here. There is sword-wielding skeletons, such as this fella, just up here. But he's a bone servant. These two are actually called bone servants. There are two different variants of the bone servants. Are you okay there, fella? You been on the bottle too? Have we all been on the bottle tonight? Actually, it's early in the morning. It's not really night. Make sure to keep his health up. He's a little more resilient to the fire there, which makes sense. By the way, Joseph has sacrificed some HP. I have to bring him forth for summon. You get it back though, don't worry. You will get your HP back. Yes, Rosalind. Thanks for the insight there. Yes, we are indeed in the skeletal remains of Vadagar. The god of the Kasani who was a serpent back in his day. A three-headed serpent. So if Vandagar was a serpent with three heads, which head was he? Or was he all three of them at the same time? Maybe they wasn't so independent. Yeah, going back to the summons with a HP, because you had to sacrifice HP. In the PS2 version, there's actually a bit of misinformation. Because the tutorial in the PS2 version says that when your summon dies, that you permanently lose your HP that you use to summon them. This, however, is a lie. You never permanently lost your HP. Thankfully for the PC version, it was fixed, that error. Nice work, fellas. So don't worry, you won't lose your HP if they die. You'll get it all back. I best keep his health up though. 80 is terrible. Now, by the way, these bone servants, we've seen 2 of them. According to the concept arts, there's actually going to be 3 of them. 3 bone servants. The third one never made the cut, however. I guess they didn't see the need for a third. There's enough skeletons in the game. I'm actually going to take Fleas off of that support, put her on melee. Support will be a bit annoying. I see Rosalind running into combat there. She's going to... yeah, if Rosalind gets a little low on AP, she will run headfirst into combat. Be careful with that. Be very careful. She's not very good in combat, and she's about 6 levels below us anyway, so... she's not particularly powerful at this point. I'm going to banish summon. For now. Yeah, when she runs out of AP or gets low, she will preserve. She is a bit conservative for AP. But she will charge in and get herself killed if she does that. Yeah, make sure we're healed up. We don't want anyone dying too soon. Now, the good thing with Summoner, though, is your AP does regenerate over time. Let's give this guy some fire, shall we? Yeah, as I said, fire is incredibly effective against them, as well as ice spells. The good thing of AP regeneration is she's only going to restore 1 AP per tick for now. But as you hit higher thresholds of AP, higher max, that is, she's only at 34 max AP. But when she hits like 40 to 50, she'd start recovering more AP per tick. That works for every character, it's not just Rosalind. It's definitely worth getting the max AP filled up. This looks dangerous. I'm going to try and pull... Oh! Fleas, now's not the time to rub yourself up against me. Dagger, very nice. Yeah, be very careful, don't underestimate these skeletons. They can get the better of you if you are not too careful.
I have gained new insight.
Indeed you have, Rosalind. Let's actually see what you've got, shall we? We will get the fire up a little bit. And the heal. Well, that'll be it for now. She will get ice fairly soon, which will definitely perk her up a bit. You know, we find ourselves at a bit of a crossroads, a bit of a fork in our path here. We have a left path, path to the right, also a middle path. Let's take the middle first. There's actually a secret over here. I'm just going to do a bit of healing while we're at it. I need to set your heal spells up a bit. Yeah, while Rosalind is on the weak side at this point, she will become a valuable asset. All the characters will, eventually. We find ourselves at a bit of a shrine here. Let's have a look. Even got some water down here. Very interesting. Here we find a chainmail tunic, a very powerful item. Very, very powerful. A bit too powerful, if you ask me, actually. 40 protection. Which, if you, I'm pretty sure it should be 30. I feel that Village made it too strong. Because the chainmail tunic, being as powerful as it is, it pretty much outshines most armours in the game. I'm sure it's supposed to be 30, but for whatever reason they put it at 40. Anyway, you have to excuse my stuttering. I do talk a bit fast at times. You can actually see the path to the right there. And the path to the left will be over here. You can take either way, it doesn't matter which one you take. Let's actually get back to that fork, shall we? The path to the right is a little easier. There's not as many enemies there. And they're spaced out more. The path to the left, which I will take, it's generally the path I've always taken first. You will see the other path too, because on the way back I'll take that one. Let's take the left though. Bit of an awkward angle, but I'll take it. Also, your Weibo. Yes, I know it's a U, but I've always pronounced it Yui. You'll find a lot of these down here. You'll definitely end up with a fair few of them. What's that? Berserker sword with the M power. Ooh, are these teeth or rib cages? Got a giant brazier here though. It's huge. Unfortunately, you cannot go down this level down here. Well, such is life. Yeah, so I need to sort your spells out. At least put the heal spell on quick select. $80 damage, that's really good. That'd be the M-power though. I don't know what the formula for M-power. It's supposed to increase your damage. I don't know if it's double or something. It definitely is noticeable damage increase, M-power. I just don't know exactly what the formula for it is. Exactly how much more damage you deal. Very nice. Another UE bow, of course. Are these bone servants with the two heads, though? A very interesting design. Very interesting. Also, Rosalind, preserve your AP a bit more, please. Well, at least she hasn't died yet. She has a bad habit of dying, to say the least. Nice. They got lower protection compared to other bone servants. Them ones. I kind of want to keep that bless going though. It's always good to keep your protection high. You got that one, flares? Nice. Rosalind. Definitely been on the bottle. That's nothing new for you though, is it? This is a bit of a dangerous spot here. But nothing we can't handle. Fleers, could you go running in? Rosalind, I was hoping you wasn't going to run in. The first kings of the 13 clans is buried here. Now that's actually a bit of a hint, actually. Because you will find an item here. Thanks, Rosalind. You don't need to cure slow effect, it doesn't last long. Nice. Yeah, there's that item there. So this would be where you find the axe. Now what axe is this? Well, this would be the Axe of Icarus. Now that'd be for Wid the Terrified, who unfortunately has read the tomes of AOC and has found himself surrounded by ghosts and phantoms. So he wants his axe, probably as a confidence boost, to fend off these ghosts and phantoms. Well, such is the life of a monk. We're getting ourselves in a predicament here. Nothing we can't handle though. Let's have a quick heal, shall we? But yeah, if I'm talking too fast, or I know I'm not the most, at least the way I talk is not super easy to understand. I'm not very good with human communications. I shall try a little bit though. I shall try. I'm actually surprised Rosalind's not died yet. Right, she usually would have fallen to the floor at least 5 times at this point. Doing pretty well, breaking your record. Oh, credit where credit is due. And these fellas look a bit shady. A bit funny on the chain attacks there. handle this fella. You know, she does do a good job, though, when fighting. Not too bad. Very nice. Let's not stand on the fires, though. Yes, if there's a fire available, your characters will seek to stand in said fire. Well, such is the way of summoner characters. I do like these lanterns here. I wonder who keeps them lit. Is it the skeletons? Do they keep them lit, or do they just never extinguish? You know, speaking of which, I mentioned earlier that it's pretty windy down here. It's probably a bit cold as well. I don't know how a place like this would be windy. Judging from the sound of the wind, it seems like a lot of it. I couldn't tell you how it works. Please protect yourself, Fleers. Hit back. Oh, Roslyn with the finisher there. Very nice. Also with the rubbing herself up against me. That's not optimal, Roslyn. She has definitely been on the bottle. Here, go and play with that fella, will you? Fleers, can you go and deal with him while I do some healing? Roslyn, let's not do this. Yeah, as I said, she will definitely get herself killed. She has a bad habit of running headfirst into combat. Very stylish lanterns. Very, very stylish. Joseph, come on. Let's do a pincer, shall we? We're quite the team, honestly. We're a pretty effective team, come to think of it. We are quite the shining force. Also, this part here is a bit dangerous. I'll be extra careful here. I'm going to send Fleers up. If it'd let me. It's a viable strategy. No, Roslyn, don't run in. Just hang back a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Nice work, fellas. It seems like we got another fork in the road here. Loads of braziers here as well. Again, are these like... these flames never... they never extinguish, or do the skeletons actually lighten? I'm going to take the left here. This is interesting. This actually be the neck, or the main part of the three serpents' heads, where they all connect together. Oh, good job on Volition's part when it comes to area design. May as well take care of these fellas while we're at it. Very nice. A fire really is the way to go down here. This fine, jolly skeleton creeping up on us. I've got my back to him, so he thinks he can sneak up. Well, joke's on you, fella. Alright, let's get out the fire here, fellas. We find ourselves at quite a fork in the road, honestly. We have 3 paths ahead of us. A path behind. Now, if you're taking the right path, you'd eventually lead to this area here. So they both go to the same spot. Again, doesn't matter which way you go. Gonna head back down the left there, though. I'm actually gonna call it an episode here. Don't worry, the next one will come pretty shortly after this one. I don't want to have to upload videos that are too long, otherwise it takes too long to, well, upload. Anyway. Stay tuned. We'll resume shortly.